do your tweets hurt the company? Are there Tesla owners who say, I don't agree with his political position and I know it because he shares so much of it? Or are there advertisers on Twitter that Linda Yaccarino will come and say, you gotta stop, man. Or, I can't get these ads because of some of the things you tweet.
I'm reminded of the scene in The Princess Bride.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were eventually reminded of the fact that you're in a live interview on CNBC, you weirdo. That's the longest pause I've ever seen on TV, I think. That is Elon Musk in an incredibly friendly interview on a business network. This guy just wants Elon Musk to be successful, so number go up. That's all he wants. He just said, do your tweets potentially hurt the business? The answer should be no. It would be a lie, but that's the thing that you say, and you say it with less than 15 seconds to think about it. And after all of that thought, if the best thing you could come up with is, it reminds me of Princess Bride, then you better come up with a good reason for that. And I say that not only because I have high expectations of prominent individuals in American society, but also because I love Princess Bride. So that said, what do you got when it comes to Princess Bride?
I'm reminded of the scene in The Princess Bride. Great movie.
Great movie.
Where he confronts the person who killed his father. And he says, offer me money. Offer me power. I don't care.
So you just don't care. You want to share what you have to say.
I'll say what I want to say, and if the consequence of that is losing money, so be it.
Okay, we're gonna get to the significant issue with his approach as a CEO of multiple companies being, I don't care if the totally optional own goals I perform on myself every day hurts the business. I'm fine with that. That's the substance, and we will get to it. But I said that I was a big fan of Princess Bride. So I also have to take issue with the fact that if you're gonna weirdly, bizarrely, and incredibly slowly turn to that quote, you could at least get it mildly right. He says, offer me money. Power to, promise me that. All that I offer me everything I ask for. I want my father back, you son of a, I can actually say it, but I'm not gonna say it just in case. That's the quote, it's amazing. It brings tears to my eyes every time I watch it, and it's not anything like what you said, which you just turned into a selfish, knee-jerk 5-year-old boy version of, I don't care what happens, I'm gonna say the thing I wanna say. So Princess Bride aside, JR, he was asked if him randomly tweeting things like, as we're gonna turn to anti-Semitic comments about George Soros, hurts his business, should you perhaps not do that? And he says, what are you talking about? I will do what I'm gonna do. I don't care, it's free speech. And I will give him this, that is exactly what he actually believes. He thinks if I have a thought, I should say it. He has no ability to understand how people will interpret what he says, what effect it'll have on his reputation. That has become clear for multiple years. He has no ability to read literally any of this. So he's gonna do it. If I was on the board of one of these companies, if I was a major investor in one of these companies, you should be terrified about this because that is not at all what you want out of your CEO. But what do you think?
It's full display of privilege. I get to say what I want. And if it costs me money, that's fine. Again, I'm glad you brought up the board, people on the board and shareholders and all that, because I have this feeling they do care whether or not that costs them money, the company money. If you're just tweeting out random stuff that's always considered or determined to be false, misleading, conspiratorial, any of that stuff, it just keeps happening. And also it reveals his whole purpose for doing this. I bought Twitter so that I could say what I want to say and that my friends can say what they want to say and that nobody is stopping us from lying. That's what it is. That's all this is. And it took him 12 seconds of a pause to realize that. I was wondering, John, I said, maybe he's trying to think of the line. Maybe he hadn't seen the film in a while. I've seen the movie once in my life. I was 12 years old. I don't
Oh,
remember
you should
the
watch
line.
it again. It's great.
Yeah, it may flash on TV every once in a while, and if I catch it in the middle, I don't know if it's on that funny scene where I think wasn't Andre the Giant in it.
He was.
And then the little dude with the lisp. Like,
yes.
If any of those guys are having their scenes, I'm watching that scene. Then I turn. But okay. Maybe he's just trying to remember the line. So Elon, picture it this way: if this guy isn't a multi-billionaire, and he's just some idiot off the streets, or he's just some guy running for office. There's anytime there's people running for office and they're low level, no big name figures, and then they say random stuff on TV and we laugh at them. Picture that same interview with someone who isn't a billionaire and who isn't telling everyone that they're important, and we would laugh him right off of the television. We go, who is this clown? Why is this crazy person on CNBC? Why are they talking to him like what he's saying means anything? This is how controlled we are by money. He can be the biggest clown in the world, have the most senseless answer that means nothing, and just says, I can do it. And we'll go, what a great, amazing human being. Wow, he's a genius. That's what we base on.
Glorious genius. It's ridiculous.
That's how we got Donald Trump.
Yeah, like look, I'm not investing in Tesla, not directly anyway. Should probably look into mutual funds and stuff. Anyway, yeah, if you like, I don't know how you maintain any faith in him. He is already showing you that when there is a direct, like, you can do something that benefits the company, or you can just say the stupid, nonsensical thing that's in your head. He's gonna choose that one. And I'm not talking about like, that's how I read things. He was asked to make that choice, and he said, I'm gonna go with this one. And his actual business choices are abysmal. He can't run a company. I understand that Tesla is doing well. I understand that people want to put all of that on Elon Musk, even though he didn't even start the company and he didn't design the cars. They did come up with a really good idea, which was to actually make an electric car, which for some reason, up until very recently, the other major car manufacturers didn't want to do. So that benefited them, perhaps more than Elon Musk's involvement. Now, granted, without Musk, you probably wouldn't have had someone throw a brick through a window live on stage, but so I'll give him that. But anyway, this is a disaster, and the boards, the investors, how are they not reining this in, taking back more control? If Tesla is gonna succeed, it is gonna succeed despite him, and it'll be more likely to succeed without him. For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/thedamagereport. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.